guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya if you're new, and today we're going to be doing a color with me using Colorya's 28 tip dual tip pastel markers, alcohol markers. So Colorya kindly sent this to me, and it's really cool because I am not familiar with many European brands. Many of you guys, I know I have a lot of viewers in Europe, so you guys can tell me more about it, but I think they saw that I like to use pastel markers. As you guys know, I am a big proponent of getting, when it comes to alcohol markers, pastel colors, because I think that helps you with shading and stuff like that later on. So they saw that, I guess, and they contacted me on Instagram. They sent it to me, and I'm very grateful. So we are going to be doing, these are the swatches. And we're going to be doing a coloring page in here. This is Journey in Color French Baroque. And I am going to be doing, this is a page that I did in fall. I'm going to be doing this page today. The paper is nice and perfect for alcohol markers. And what I like about this set is that I love these greens. You have some really nice light pastels. I actually like the beigey colors. Unfortunately, these pinks are very similar. So I would have liked to see a lighter pink and maybe a lighter purple instead. The grays are beautiful. The blue, this is a very bright blue, not my favorite, but I noticed that they did add 4 non-pastel colors, maybe to mix it up a little bit. I love this. This is one of my favorite colors. Beautiful. It's called Pickle. And so, yeah, we are going to get started with this. And I'm going to take you along, and I will do pencil shading on top. I hope this, I hope you get something out of it, maybe learn something about, maybe get some tips about how to base with alcohol marker and do pencil on top. Also, I'm going to be showing you in this video how to use alcohol markers as a gradient, and to use them even without pencil to kind of make them into a gradient, and how you can layer them to create that effect. So I hope you tune in because I think you're going to like it. That's my goal in this video. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. So we're going to get started with these two colors for the strawberries. Mellow Yellow and Walnut Cream. And they might sound a little weird to base strawberries with that, but the undertone of strawberries is kind of like this. This is the best color to choose from, in my opinion. You might think pink, but no. This is the best one, and I'm going to show you what I mean soon. So we're going to base with that. So I'm going to start by taking, this is a very, very light. I'm going to do it just on the edge. You know where the strawberry kind of has a little bit of white? Like a cream color at the bottom. So that is what I'm basing here. And let me make sure I have a paper underneath. Let's put this underneath. So I'm going to speed you up for that. And you can see I'm just filling it up. And now I went to the more peachy kind of color. And I'm basing the rest of the strawberry. The cream was only at the edge. And now I'm taking a green to start the leaves and the stem. Okay, now to save myself some time, I am going to be doing ink tints instead of pencil on the strawberries. I have chili red and poppy red. I'm starting with the chili red, and just at the edge there, and then I will go next to it with the poppy red. And if you saw my video on how to use water-soluble pencils, you'll know that that's the best way to do it, to leave it to one edge, one side, and then activate with water, and that will do the blending for you. And you can see in a minute here, I take out my tissue. Sometimes you need to take out a little pigment to preserve the highlight. You don't want to make it all dark. So here I took my green Prismacolor, the dark green, I believe, and I'm just going over the green a little bit to add some shading. Here you can see I am basing the entire background with one of the lighter yellows. So I did the background with the yellow light color, and I love it. And I am going to be adding a little bit of this to the edges, and then a little ink tints also. But you could also leave it like that. I mean, it's also not bad. So let's see. So now I'm gonna go in with my pencil. This is just Prismacolor, and deepen it up, because the ink tints, it's a water soluble pencil. It washes away the dark. So you do need to go over with some more darkness after you activate your water soluble media. Usually you do need to go in with pencil on top. So that's what I'm doing here. So yeah, I'm just using two different reds. And then I'll also use a little bit of black to add that extra depth. So now I'm taking like a jade green type of color, and I'm going to fill up all the leaves. And then I took a little bit of a darker shade of that type of green, and I'm adding on top of it a little bit of shading. So I'm shading with the alcohol marker, and after I do all that, I will take another third color, pickle green, and go on top with a little bit even more shading. So yeah, you can just see where I'm putting that pickle green. That is my favorite color, and it's not even a pastel. I just love that kind of greeny color. So you might think that the first instinct is to do maybe pink, and I thought about that, but instead I'm going to make the flowers blue because of the background that it's yellow. So I'm going to use these three colors here and create a little gradient for the base, and then I'll go pencil on top. So the lightest color here is Blue Horizon, which is this one. So I am going to base the petals. I'll leave a little bit of white at the edge there. And this is the lightest color first. Like that. Then we'll do the teal, which is this one. Oops. So I'm going on top and just adding a little bit more in there, like on top of the lightest blue. And then the darkest blue we'll just do with a little bit of shading here. Just around there. And if there's any petals that are underneath, you can add a little shading there too. So that will be the base for the flowers. So now I took the darker of the two yellows. It has a little orange in it, this yellow. So I took this darker yellow and I started adding a layer on the bottom here to start to create a gradient. Then I took the light yellow color again and added a second layer just at that border to start the gradient. You can layer these alcohol markers to create, really, really subtle differences in the shades. So now I'm taking the like a light brown and adding it to it's like a beigey light brown to the bottom to create a little bit darkness there. Now I took the darker yellow again and just at that border adding another layer, and it looks dark, but when it dries, you're going to see that it's much more subtle. Now I'm taking the that beige again and adding it to the bottom, another layer to darken it up on the bottom. So I'm literally just using these 3 colors, but I keep adding more layers, and that's what kind of helps to create the gradient. And again, with that light yellow, just another layer there. Now I am switching to the top part. I flipped it upside down, and I decided to create a green gradient on the bottom because I really wanted to use a lot of the colors in this set. So this color is called Kiwi. It's like a limey, yellowy green. So I am creating like a layer there, and I'm gonna slowly create a green gradient on the top just to add a little bit more interest to the background. And you could see here I'm adding another layer of the light yellow at that border to smoothen out the transition at that border. And now I'm taking the kiwi color again, and I'm adding another layer on top of that, only halfway up, a little bit more than halfway up. So when you layer the alcohol markers, you're creating a new color. So you don't necessarily need that many shades of a color. You can layer them to create different shades of the same color. So yeah, I'm going in a little bit more than halfway. Now I'm taking 3 other greens from the palette, and I'm starting to add some darkness to the bottom there. It's actually the top of the picture, but it's the bottom of what I'm showing you here because I flipped the book upside down. So I'm adding, I don't think it's the darkest, one of the greens, and then I will add another, a little bit lighter on top of that, a bit of a lighter green on top at the border. You're gonna see. Here I'm adding just another little layer there. So yeah, now I am adding a little bit of a lighter green at the border, and that is helping to create the gradient. And then I'm gonna add even lighter. So there you go, that's an even lighter one there. Also right there at the border. Here I'm showing you the color. It's like a really light green. I think it's called Jade. Right there at that transition. Then I'm taking Kiwi, the Kiwi color again, adding little dots at the border between the yellow, the light yellow and the Kiwi color, the green. So yeah, I think I really like how the gradient is turning out. It looks awesome. And look, that is only with the alcohol markers, no pencil. So that's pretty cool. Imagine you can create even more contrast with pencil. Now I'm starting on the feather. So right here on the feather, I took like a gray, a purpley gray, and I'm adding it. I'm creating a block of color that if you can see, I'm leaving a white highlight. See how I'm actually blocking out a white highlight and coloring the rest with the gray. And that gray is going to be my lightest of all my colors that I'm using on this feather, but I'm still leaving a highlight. You see how I'm blocking out the highlight and leaving the paper white underneath. Now I'm taking the second color in the gradient, and that's like a grayish, purpley gray. It's called Mauve in the set. And I'm blocking out the piece of that I'm going to color. And see how I'm blocking it out and coloring it, that section. And I'm leaving a little bit of the gray underneath. So I'm going on top of the gray. I usually use the lightest color first, and then I kind of go darker from there. I hope it's helpful to kind of see it in action. And I'm speeding this up a little bit here. But I hope you can see that I'm blocking out how I'm blocking out the space that I'm coloring. Now going in with the darkest of the 3, and that is the dark purple in the set. The darkest, I think it's one of the darker colors in the set. And I'm just going, now that section is smaller. See how I'm just doing a little slither? But I am adding that darkness, blocking out a little slither on top of that middle color and coloring it in. And look how just with those 3 colors and leaving a little white, how it creates depth. Now I'm taking a white acrylic marker and just covering the black lines on the tops of like the feather sections where the highlight is. So wherever the highlight is, that is where I am covering the black line with the white. Now I'm taking a little bit of one of the darker browns, browny beiges, to add a little bit darkness on the bottom. And I took a teal color to add just a little bit of darkness there on the top as part of the gradients. Then I decided for these flowers, I am going to use the pinks. So I'm trying to figure out which pink is the lightest and kind of do my best to create a little bit of variation, gradient there. So you can see what I'm doing there. And then later on, I'm going to take the mauve color, that grayish purpley shade color, and I'll add a little bit of shading on top of the pink. Now I am taking some Colorya watercolors, metallic pearlescent watercolors, and I am just putting in there on that the center of the feathers, there's like an area to color. I thought about maybe doing it with gel pen, but then I decided Colorya. Then I took a turquoisey kind of blue Colorya to fill in some of the other elements. There are little buds of flowers, whatever they are. Just to add a little shine to the page, because I think it would just be fun. Now I switched over to one of my pink colors, and I am doing the center of the flowers with that pink. Again, just to add a little something extra. Then I'm taking the Flycy glitter markers that Lightwish sent me, and I am just adding them to the lines, covering the black lines in the blue flowers with the blue glitter marker. So that is the final result. Let me just move this out here. That is the final page. I really like how it came out. I think the gradients look really, really awesome. I may go in with pencil, a little bit more pencil on top. I don't know yet. I'm going to end the video here, but I'll show it to you in my completed pages. And if I do end up going with some pencil on top, I'll let you know. But look how it looks even without pencil, just the gradient itself. So that's really, really cool. I did end up using a little bit of my single-sided gel pen. I have gel pens that bleed through, just to cover the lines here on top. So I didn't do much of that. And I did use a little bit of acrylic paint marker also to cover some of the black lines. So yeah, I really enjoyed using these. Thank you so much to Colorya for sending these to me. I think it's fun to have a curated palette like this and to see what you can kind of create with it. Of course, on good paper. I think that really makes a difference. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy your coloring this month, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.